Well, today I want to share with us some key, important ideas on how to succeed. It doesn't matter what the human is involved in. Every human being was created with a desire for success. Every person's want to achieve success. Every human being has a goal, ambition, desire. But the reality is obvious that in this imagination, in these wonderful thoughts and beliefs for success, only a handful of people have been able to experience what is called true success. Being a person who believes in the power of truth, of which Jesus communicated to the church in the book of John chapter number 4 and verse 24. Jesus talking to the Samaritan woman, he told the Samaritan woman that the hour has come and the time is now that the true worshipers will worship God in truth and in the spirit. We are left to wonder, what is truth? Interpretation of the word may differ from one individual to another. Yet there are facts, there are obvious facts, which we may tend to ignore, and those facts builds our reality. Therefore, what I want to discuss with us today is much to do with those facts, much to do with those realities that we all encounter. The biggest question that has been asked is, how comes most people are not successful? How come, with all the desires that people have, only a handful of people have been privileged to experience success? Is there a formula? Is there a guidance? This is where wisdom is necessary. So I'm going to break down this particular subject in laying structures which has been tested and proven on how you can be a success, on how you can live your dream, on how you can accomplish every desire, every thought, and everything good that you have within you. So listen carefully, because this is going to be a series of teaching on how we gain a potential abilities to succeed. Like every rule, success is found within 3 parameters. The obvious ones. It's not hard to succeed. It is not hard to experience genuine success. Neither is it impossible. Success is that which you are capable, not which you are incapable. I call these rules to success and divide them into 3 principles. The first one is wisdom. The second one is power. The third and the last one is character of aggression. Character of aggression. First one is wisdom. Second one is power. And the last one is character. And this character is that of aggression. You realize that for every success story, there is an amount of wisdom. There is dimension of power. And finally, there is a character. If you're able to master these 3 principles and make them your sole pillar as you evolve here on earth, nothing will be impossible. Neither will the word impossible exist in your parameter. We were given the obligation and opportunity for possibilities. All around us, there are possibilities. What we do, what we influence ourselves, the activities, all around our life, there are possibilities to success. There are opportunities which are available. There are possibilities which have never been ventured to. When I was listening to bits of human discoveries in the area of science, and they'll be talking about the human brain. Formerly, we had rumors that our brain only functions to about 10%. Of recently, some other scientists have discovered that the human brain and the function in that part of us which we apply to our daily experience is only but 2%. It means only 2% of us have been able to use our brain. And that is the percentage that each one of us, majority of us, apply in the daytime and probably in the livelihood. Two percent is active. Where is the other 98% of our brain? I've tried to meditate about this and I've come up with some conclusion to better the idea why most human beings only live on the 2% of their brain. This is because our brain begins from childhood. We operate like a computer. Our brain is a lot huge computer. What we do with computers or devices of the same is that we program computers. Once the computer is programmed, it sticks to the program until you alter the program. Our brain is programmed from childhood. And once we begin to live in a certain pattern, with certain ideological mentality, and that be the experience of our youth, our brain follows that same pattern. And from there, our livelihood and experience to our livelihood begins. Scientists have discovered that at the age of 4 years, a child's brain has reached its peak in growth. What our environment will teach us, the people around us, and the influence they apply in our lives begins to eat up a good portion of our brain, because we adopt these things. We adopt the way our fathers talk. We adopt the way our mothers behaved. We adopt what our friends told us. We adopt our environment, and we find what suits us in those environments. The scripture says, teach a child, not teach an adult. Teach a child the way it should go. And once it is grown, it will never depart from that which has been taught. And so we are completely connected to the earlier teachings of our lives, which then influence the pattern of our lives. And once this pattern has been built in our brain, it is difficult to shift the brain. Of course, we all acknowledge that the change of mind is the probability to the change of life. It's easier spoken than done. How many of us have been able to change attitudes, thoughts, or shift from our mindset? It may sound so easy spoken. It's very, very hard on the practical case to have an adult human being changing the course of their thinking. While the knowledge we gather in schools is based on our activities when it comes to memories, the true teacher is life experience. Education is just information. When we know how to mix salt, sugar in water, and we witness the outcome of the mixture, we learn in that method because it is the natural method. It is practical. It is based on reality. It is based on truth. Once your mind has been programmed in such a pattern, for the rest of your life you emulate the pattern of which your mind was set and is programmed upon. Whether it is in the area of religion, what was introduced to you in the youth concerning religion, whether it is in the area of social life, what was introduced to you in your environment, we tend to adopt these things, and these things become part and parcel of us for the rest of our lives. And that's why it is of great challenge that many of us are not able to change. We go to many conferences. We listen to many teachers. We hear many views. But how many of us have been able to experience a true change? How many of us, with all the desires that we need or we have been able to accomplish a major change in their lives? There's a scripture in the Bible which says, as a man think, so is a man. Our life is attached to programs that was placed in us. Sadly, those programs only constitute 2% of our capability within our brain. In other words, most of us are living and walking on that which has been programmed. Your father was a Baptist and you're a Baptist. Your father was poor, now you're fighting with poverty. Your environment has been the greatest program you've ever heard. So the question is, how then, if there are principles to change, which of course there are, how then can a programmed brain be enabled to change from that which is weak to that which is strong? That's where we come in. That's exactly where we come in. We come here to share with you possibilities. We come here to help you improve what I call transition from that which is weak to that which is highly desired. Because success is a word of that which is highly desired. From that which is weak to potentially that which is strong, powerful, and possible. Now, how then do we achieve this power? How then can one achieve this power? The principles, like I said in the introduction, are the guideline, if they're applicable. These three principles are wisdom, power, and character. Wisdom, power, and character. Everyone asks a question because they don't know. Most of us have questions without solutions. Most of us struggle to get answers to our questions. And when questions remain unanswered, the person with the question remains empty. Therefore, success is quality of answers to the questions we provide. Say, for example, you are a business person and you want to have success in your business. Two things are available to your case. You have a desire, yet you need answers on how to achieve the desire. So let's be practical and now apply wisdom, power, character. Wisdom is the intelligence, the intel. When you do a research and come up with facts, or you come up with some information about that which you have researched upon, the information gathered is the intelligence. To have knowledge is to have intelligence. So we go to school in order to widen our understanding, and that is gathering intelligence. There are varieties of intelligence depending upon what you're investigating. The obvious intelligence is when you specify what you want to achieve. You want to set yourself in business. You have discovered what sort of a business you're ambitious about. And after you discover what type of a business you want to do, the next set is to gather enough intelligence to what you exactly want to achieve. Many people will confront desire, ambition, and apply these things without enough intelligence to what they want to do. When they experience backlashes, when they experience failure, they become sad and they become confused, despair, and crisis comes in. Before you do anything, before you take up a journey, in order to acquire anything, do the first things first. Gather enough intelligence. This must be applicable to your entire area of life, not only in the ministry. It is very interesting on how religion has made the mind of the people who follow religion to have a pattern, ways of thinking, ways of their views, of a diversity of issues. The outcome is majority of Christians live a life of struggle. Majority of Christians are busy fighting poverty and curses instead of gathering information that can make them have a hurdle, climb above their circumstances. Majority of Christians end up listening to some crazy doctrines and teachings, which in many cases are human in imaginations, which can never be practical. Faith is that which is practical, because faith is works. If what you believe in cannot be practically achieved, then why do you believe in it? Gathering intelligence to anything or any matter you want to achieve is vital. There's a word they say in Japan to everyone that seek a journey. If you're not prepared for that journey, you're bound for accidents. That's how many of us live. We live lives of accidents because we start the journey prematurely. We don't have enough knowledge. We are just over ambitious.